Neanderthal. These were the exiled people that creating this genetically manipulation system to give birth to these entities that you call today. Okay, as you saw it, it went from a monkey to a man. This is what Darwin told you. Darwin told you that they evolved from monkey. These are the people that created them in Africa. This is what happened. These were the exiled people that went over there and they want to create their own people. They want to create their own army. And this is when they start to use their own genetic splices with the monkey and give birth to those people that you call the Neanderthal of today. And guess what? No, don't even go to Yakub. Yakub is a crap story. The whole Yakub shit is just a half-ass story that Nation of Islam trying to create when they probably know what I know, or they don't even know what I know. Whatever they told you, this Yakub shit is all made of crap. Ain't no such thing as this Yakub BS. It's all BS story. Oh, you think a light skin? No. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Oh, you think a light skin albino? You question nah, dog. What I'm telling you have nothing to do with that. So this is when they genetically modify and create the first entities. Now we all know as the fur man. Okay, let me show it to you. Furthermore, understand that these were soldiers. They were, of course, bringing them to create a soldier race so they can go back and take over the what we call the gardens, okay? So America was the garden. Their goal and focus was to take back the garden, okay? I'm going to destroy the garden. That's why I always show you a movie. They always show you that the devils or the bad guys always come back and burn the garden. That was an ancient history. They trying to remind you, but most people don't know about. So after he started to create his legion, he created his own army from these creatures, and he done start many process over from the there's so many Homo versions before you get to Erectus. They go to Neanderthal, to Sapien. All of them was trial. They was taking trials in time, cross breeding, use this genetics, splice this, splice that, splice this, splice that, until it becomes what it is today, where it feels like it was finally reached a form that they feel like is good enough to take information, is good enough or smart enough to take orders, okay? This is when they believe this was good enough to follow orders, and they create the perfect soldiers to go to war with the people in the garden, okay? So that was that. Let me show you how the vibration was giving you different variations of them at that time. Bear with the brother, okay? Let me show you more, because this knowledge is for a trillion of light years. You don't need nothing to worry about. That's how they end up looking. These were nothing but the splicing timeline, okay? So this is the more humanoid splicing, but that's what they were splicing from then. Okay, these were documents. So this is when then they realizing, okay, it's getting there. Then they're gonna ready to do that. As far as you can call them orcs. Yeah, it's all of them. They've been showing you that in movies, okay? So basically, they're different versions of them. These were the genetically modified, and that's what they were about to use to go to war. That's where now you see all over in the ancient time, because these entities, they were the one using it to destroy kingdoms. And these were the forces. That's what you call the Continental War, the first Continental War. That's where they begun from there. These were giant entities because the people that created them were giant, okay? These were the people that give birth to the Intercontinental War. Get this book, and this is how it happens, folks. I giving you a knowledge of a trillions, okay? That is the Continental War that happens in the past, and they genetically modify these soldiers to go to war from that time. So I given you the knowledge for a trillion, so now let's just go fast forward. This is the knowledge of a trillion.
The wow,
exactly, your Bigfoot. All of these things you saw, these were runaway creation, okay? These were runaway creations, all right? So this knowledge is for a trillion, okay? So fast forward, before the war happens, after these creatures would start to go out there and destroying things, and a lot of us know how to, because they were the one creating those stuff all over Africa. So us here in America, our ancestors, we didn't care. We didn't care it happens, but for them, they were going to a lot of problem with them, because trying to control them was not easy. to control and contain them. So they went to a lot of trial and tribulation with these entities, you know, and they show it to you. And Game of Thrones, they show you these giants. And these people, they want to call them wildlings. These were them, okay? These were those huge, what we call them, what you find in Star Wars and what you want to call Bigfoot. These were the entity they created. But these were the one they were about to use in order to control. And remember, a lot of them, they use microchip on them. Microchip is not a process of today. What you call, Chewbacca. Microchip is, that's why they show you Chewbacca got what? Chewbacca got microchip on his head. Let me say this again. Star Wars show you Chewbacca got microchip on his head. This is ancient history. When they created them, Star Wars trying to tell you something in a way, but people never wonder, okay? So they use microchip on these entities. That's why they find a lot of so-called skull they find in cave, and they believe these are the Bigfoot skull. And when they look at the skull, they saw a huge gash or a huge hole on each of these skull because the hole was, these were the area they used those microchips. They just removed them. Okay, so this is how they were controlling these entities, through microchips. Okay, so definitely this is what ended up happening. So fast forward, okay, fast forward to our time, the last time before the last empire. The last empire that you call the empire of Haiti. Haiti was the last empire, which is last for 800 to 1,000 years. So I just use the last empire. What I explained to you earlier, these were the Toltec, or you call the Olmec. They were the first dynasty or the first empire that gave birth to everything after the major cataclysmic event. Let me say it again. The Toltec or the Olmec were the first empire that not only built everything, but also passed down the knowledge to the rest. So they were the first empire. Okay, the Olmec or Toltec was the first empire. The second empire is the Huastec. Okay, the Huastec, now called Aztec, was the second empire. The third was none other than what you call the Maya. Okay, the Maya was the third. The fourth is what you call the Inca. Okay, today it's called Inca. The name was the Inca. And then the fifth is what you call Haiti. Haiti was the fifth empire and also the last empire of the world. This is what they hide from us, and the empire of Haiti lasts for 1,000 years. So all the story you heard about black nobility in Europe, these were the people that was under the empire of Haiti. These were the kings that was under the imperium of Haiti. This is what they don't tell us. This is what they hide from us. Every time you heard about the Moors, so-called rule Europe for 7+ years, these were the people from the imperium of Haiti that was under the empire that was operated in Europe at that time. And they removed this history because they don't want you to know how great you were. So fast forward, it was no such thing as Moorish. It was the Moor Empire, the Tar Empire, the Tar children, what they call the Tartar children, the Tartaria, the Tar area children. That's what it was. But, you know, as we get to the Muslims today, is a different story. So anyway, these are the people, as you saw the cross, this is the Angas. This is Anacaona. If you were to describe Anacaona, this is Anacaona right there, if you would describe her. Okay? This is who they are. That's her right there, if you want to use this term, because they want to make sure they hide a lot of names. They hide a lot of stuff, so you don't know. And I want to be clear, the cross is not an instrument of the church. The church hijacked the cross from us. Matter of fact, they use the cross as an insult, okay? They insulted us by using the cross. The cross is not an instrument of religious practice. Let me say this again. The cross is not a religious symbology. The cross is an instrument that means life, okay? The church use it, and they use it as an anti-life because they put a death on it. That's why you saw someone crucify on it. That means they are the anti-life, okay? The cross is a symbology of life. The church uses as an anti-life. That's why they put someone that died in it. Did you understand? So it's the complete opposite of it, but we will get to that. So now, these are our ancestors that actually passed down to the next empire. And this was the fourth empire that passed it down to the next. And this is where you get Anakahona. Anakahona is none other than Enawalpa that you're looking at right there. Okay? This is the mother. That's why America is the matriarchal energy. Okay? America is always a feminine energy. Okay? Let me explain this to you. What you're seeing here, that's the people right there, even in different versions of them. That's where you get the Virgin Mary from this drawing here, from these people here. Let me show you even more. Okay? That's them right there. Okay? That's who they are. That's where their culture comes from. You see what you see there? These what the emperors wear. The clothes that she got, and also the wand. What you see, the what you call it, the scepter in her hand. These are our indigenous ancestors. Look at the sun behind. All of them have to wear the sun. The sun, because that's what they call Arawa. That is the Wa right there. That's the King of Kings. What's the sun? That means Arawa. I am the Sun King. Wa. That's where the Arawa, the children of the sun. Okay, so these are the people that become the fifth and the fourth dynasty, but also maintain the knowledge of how to control demons. It's always about the maintenance and to protect the realm. That's why I always told you, if you are an emperor or a king, your job is to protect the realm. But Hollywood done a number on our people. Every time you heard about king, every time you heard about emperor, the first thing in mind, you think they talking about having a bunch of women and having a bunch of money. No. If you are an emperor or a king, you are chosen. You come from only the chosen bloodline. That means your bloodline come from the gods. Your bloodline come from those that do not come from this border. Your bloodline come from those that knows the truth about this border. Your bloodline come from those that been trying to maintain this realm of this place. Those that know how to control demons. So they pass this blood, not only you carry their blood, but they pass down the knowledge to you. The knowledge of how to deal with demons, the knowledge how to control demons, the knowledge how to protect people, and also how to remove demons, and also how to use demons. So again, this is what a job of an emperor or a king was supposed to be. As opposed today, we living in a society where demons in charge, and demons tell you anyone can be anyone, when it's not true. Only the blood can carry the knowledge to the next. And once you are an emperor and once you are a king, your job is to do only one thing: watch after your people. Your job is to looking out for your people. You're not here to have fun, this and that. You are here to protect the realm. So your job is what? A gatekeeper. You are here to protect the gate of existence. That's what it was. And that's why America always show you a women as a matriarchal version, because the women give birth to these type of people. She was the portal from these gods. She was the portal that give birth to these type of gods. And also, when it comes to war, people need to always know the emperor or the king gonna be the first people to give the blow, because the emperor or the kings are the one leading the war. As opposed today, and we live in a cowardice society where the weakest people are the one that we declare to be leaders, where the weakest people are the one we call president, or the weakest people are the one we call kings and queens. Okay, because these people don't fight. They send your children to get unalive or to die for their own agenda. But in the past, it was the leaders that was the first to give out the blow. So if the blow, so if the blow, so if
it is using USB-C as well.
Messing with them, they're taking them out.
And, as you can see right here, guys, I can try to bend it all the way, guys.
Come on.
Each cable, guys, $3.99 per cable. Normal.
Chat's still going. Everybody needs to share it. Oh, maybe he's coming back. Oh, there he is.
I thought I lost it. We back. We back. Everybody good? Oh, we good? We good? Okay. Man. Man, I thought shit, it fucking with me right now. But anyway, as I said, only true leaders lead their war. If it's going to be someone actually fall, it's their leaders. That's what it was, and this is why you find women was always in the position of power because they have to watch after the throne and they have to be the one give birth to the next leaders, because at that time it was many war, many invasion that was already taking place since. So a lot of our leaders was unaliving, and the next generation have to be born since that time. So this is why America was always revered as that woman, because they give birth, and these women were what? Mystical women. So they passed the knowledge to the next generation because they were that special. Okay? All right. So, now, as I just show you this, these are the people of today that become in power. Okay? So, when you heard about Solomon, now I want you to understand this scripture in Solomon hand, as they want to paint this as Solomon. I want you to know the name Solomon mean Salomon. That mean dirty demons. That's why they told you that every time you heard about demons, Solomon was the one controlling and knowing how to deal with demons. Okay, so that was a knowledge passing down, because this is the ancient ancestors, those that come here, the ring makers, the knowledge that they pass down. This is the same knowledge that was practiced since that time. So again, these were none other than people that have the knowledge to control demons, because this is the most dangerous aspect of existence, because these demons was everywhere. So let me be clear again. We were insanely advanced at that time. Remember that. Do not allow people to make you think that our ancestors was all TP and a bunch of primitive. No, we were already super advanced. Okay? We were already super advanced. These are drawing from the ancient time. Look at the indigenous people. Look at in the back. This is what you call Tatarian buildings. Look around. Look at all of these buildings being built. And look at our ancestors in the back. Okay, so we were already there. Do not allow these people rewrite history, make you think that we were primitive. No, we were not. Okay? Okay, this is Montezuma. We was always advanced. Look at it in the back. look the back. We were always doing what you call Tataria. These were things we already have here. Our ancestors built these things a long time ago. We were super advanced. Okay, before these demons take over. Now, as you notice, these were the people that was in charge, and this is where the language comes to be about, because now we got to talk about the language was using at that time in the last dynasty before it falls. So let me show you the language. Now, when you talk about Egyptians, these are the same people here. Now look at the floor. What do you see? This is here in America. Okay, this is here. This isn't the empire. This was within the empire of Haiti. Let me say this again. This was the empire of Haiti at that time. Okay? This is what you call voodoo of today. The knowledge of the serpent, what you call the Amurus people. This is the Inca Empire passing it down. Look at the floor. The floor have the alphabet at that time. This is what gave birth to what you call your Hebrew or your alphabets of today. These were the Amurus ancestors. Those have the knowledge of the serpent, what you call the Dambala, what you call the Aida. These were the people that that gave birth to what you call voodoo of today. Because what you call voodoo is what we were using to make sure we fight those demons. This is the science to deal with demons. This is the science to seal demons. Voodoo was used to seal demons. That's why they show you within their Bible story, they told you Moses was walking around with a serpent cane. They're trying to emulate. Let me show you the serpent cane they were talking about. The Moses cane that they told you that transformed the serpent. Let me show you where they get it from. They get it from here, the Inca Empire, the Amaruz Empire. This is the serpent cane they're talking about. Okay, these are artifacts they find in Haiti, in Peru. Matter of fact, those I'm showing you, they're finding in Haiti, and they moved them here. Okay, I'm going to show you who stole most of them. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so this is where you find when they talk about Moses, when he have a cane that transformed to a serpent. This is where they get it from. Okay, artifacts that they saw and artifacts that they hide, and they try to act like, oh, look at my imagination. Yeah, we making a movie. Look at no. All of this was stolen artifacts that they create their shit from. Okay, they find this here. Okay, and this is the culture, the Amaru. So once again, when you talk about Egyptians, this is where the culture comes from. It comes from here to there. The culture comes from here to there. Okay? That's why every single animals that you saw in the Egyptians, these are animals that's from here in America. From Anubis, it's from a dog from here in Mexico. From the hawk, it's only from here. From the caiman, all of these animals were bought over there. They come from here to there. Okay? So now, let me bring it back right quick. This is the Amaru culture, and this is the knowledge, what we call today voodoo. This is the system that we use to deal with demons, to protect our children from demons, to protect our realm from demons, to fight demons. So technically, what we used to go against demons was voodoo, was the tool and the knowledge, and the real name is Zemi Yaya. The real name is Zemi Yaya. I said voodoo so you understand it. The other name, the Creole name is voodoo. Okay, mean the worth of your obedience. Vo mean worth, do mean obedience. Okay, so the word voodoo means the worth of your obedience. And the name Zemi mean the most high spirit. Yaya mean the most high. Zemi means spirit, Yaya mean the most high. So the spirit of the most high. That's how we deal with those demons, because we were dealing with guardians. We call them Loa. Loa mean the law. A Loa and the spirit are not the same. A Loa are guardians. They are here to guard. They have what? Knowledge. They have commitment. Okay? So this is what the difference is between a spirit or a guardian or demons. So now, pay attention to the floor once again. Pay close attention to the floor. What you saw is the alphabet of Creole. This is the Creole alphabet that you are seeing here. Okay? Now let's see it in a close range so you get to find out what's going on. Okay? This is what you see on the floor. And this is what gave birth to the alphabet that we use of today. This is what you are seeing on the floor. This is the language of our ancestors. This is where the original language is. It is right there, and that's what gave birth to all of the alphabet that you call off today. So this was what they used to graph what you call Hebrew. Okay, the Hebrew language was graphed from this. So technically, the real Hebrew language is Creole. Okay. So now, let me explain for people that don't understand what they are saying. The word Cree, that's where you get today, they want to call them the Cree nations. That's why you get tribe called Cree today. Understand the original name of what you don't know, it's called, the word Cree mean creation. Cree, y'all. Cree, y'all, creation that be given. Let me say it again. Creation that will be given. The word y'all it mean you transport it to the ocean. That mean it's pretty much, the brother was explaining, which is true. A y'all is a boat that travels seas, that travel continent. So the creation that will travel continent, pretty much language that will go out there and be born. So Creole mean the creations of language. The creations of giving knowledge to the next. So the Creole, that's what it is. The creations of languages. Okay? So that's the oldest language in the continent, and also the one that gave birth to all of them that comes later, because those other languages, that's what they call trade language. English was used as a trade. See, understand, the language that comes from them, because they start to come in here from that time, English was created from there, Spanish was created from that language, and French was created from this language. And what you call French is actually Creole with Latin accent. Let me say it again. French is what you call is Creole with a Latin accent into it. So when you hear Jamaican, let me say this again. Let me say this again, right out, because I'm right there on language. Let me just use this right quick before I this. See, when people said Jamaicans speak patois, patois is a Creole word. Before Jamaican user, before those settlers, before those outside exile people settled down after the empire fall, they used that what we call trading language as a language they use here. But before that, we were not using a trading language because we have our own. And what we were using is Creole. That's why Jamaican was said the word patois. Patois mean with the three. Let me say it again. Patois is a Creole word. It means with the three. Patois, with the three. Now ask yourself, what is those three? These are the three languages that was created for trade here. What are these three languages? All of them was born from Creole. Now, who are these three languages? It's simple. That's why they call it with the three. It's either Spanish, it's either English, or it's either French. This is what the patois mean. So when you said you speak patois, that means within those three languages, you will be able to use one. Let me say it one more time. Patois mean within those three languages of trade, you will use one. Okay? So this is what it is. This is what they're not telling people. They want to hide this from us, and this is why you go all over, you will find people speaking Creole, okay? You go to the Amazon, this dude is speaking Creole in a deep forest, one of the oldest tribes in the Amazon of Brazil. They are speaking Creole. Now you ask yourself, how the hell they hide this shit from us? Because they don't want you to know the legacy of the empire. So you really think that Haiti was an empire, and an empire not gonna have his influence everywhere? Make it make sense. This is what they're not telling you. This is the deepest part of Brazil. They are speaking Creole just like listen, clear as day. Okay? Because this was the language of the continent. We all were speaking Creole before we developed what we call the patois. Okay? Within those three trading languages, that's when now we were using them for what they call what? Trade. That's when the trading system start, and that's why we was using those other language to deal with those outsiders that got here from a long period of exile. Then they developed their own dialect down there. So when they come here, since they were the one who wanted things from us, we were the one trading with them. And guess what? Generation later, we have to develop a language where we both can understand, and that's why we developed those language you call English, what you call Spanish, and what you call French of today. All of them was what we call trading language. But the core, the base, the original language of the continent is the Creole. Pretty much mean the creation of all of them. Okay? That is the creator language. That's what gave birth to them. Okay? So make no mistakes. We got this cleared out. So, fast forward. I just explained the language part. Now, many wars start to go down. Territorial war. And the people that invade after we send help, because we have a duty and a responsibility, okay? We have a duty and responsibility to help. And the help was simple, because our ancestor left behind, like, not only scrolls, we know the ancient history. We know the people that was in exile. We were the same people, and we send them in exile so they can learn, so they can go back. but we never intended to make sure they stay in exile forever. We just want them to learn because we've been going in and out over there and see their progress. But unfortunately, most of our ancestors see this as an act of war. They were usually genetically modified people, and they were, of course, breeding people to go to war with the Imperium. So many wars fought. So after many wars, a lot of our ancestors closed door on them. So time passed, and that's why I'm gonna say this. I used the name Columbus, but his name was never Christopher Columbus. He have a name, and he's actually a Sephardi Jews, as they call it in the timeline. And he comes here, okay? He was the one that come. That's him right there. Some people are going to tell you that he never exists. That name was used differently, but as a character that come back here and do ask for help, yes, they actually do come here and ask for help. And this is why, because the area that you call Europe, now let me be clear about it again. What you call Europe, it is an island from America. All the little pieces that you call Europe, these are shattered islands. These are islands, okay? Before they changed the map and giving you the map in a different ways of seeing, these are islands. These are shattered pieces from an ancient war in an ancient time. When the sun collapsed, it created these little pieces of island. So these were extra island that belongs from here. Understand that. Okay, so these folks are exiled people from the ancient time, but they comes from here. Don't forget that. And now people know about that too. So when Columbus come here, he was asking for help. And when he asked for help, Columbus, once again, these were all, when they talk about Spain, Columbus do not belong in no goddamn Spanish Inquisition as they want to make it seem. Columbus was a part of the Ottoman Empire. He was a part of the same crew that was at war with the Imperium in the ancient time. He was the same people that was building folks from the ancient time, genetically modified people, and they are the same people in the ancient time that actually still there in a time period. And guess what? They were known as the Ottoman Empire. Okay? So now these are the people that got here, the Ottoman. Now, Columbus is actually one of these folks, okay? And they were the one they reclassify today. That's them. They reclassify these people today as Spanish. They were not Spanish. They were none other than the Ottoman Empire. These were the people we went to war with. After we went to Europe, we bring our help to Europe. We bring food. We bring vegetables. We bring architectures. We bring a bunch of our geniuses to help Europe. And guess what? We got backstabbed. And this was the Trojan horse. We always heard that how they sack Italy, the Roman, they just used the Trojan horse to just manipulate. They just sent them a gift as a Trojan horse, and there was a bunch of soldiers inside of them, and the Spartan invade and destroy. Now, remember, all of them is a story that they use from our ancient history that Hollywood fabricate some of them and to put themselves in the position of telling you that this really happens when in reality it ain't got nothing to do with them. The real Trojan horse was Columbus. I always use the term Columbus so you get to know what I'm talking about, but the name was never that, but that's a reference name, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I use that just so you know what I'm saying. So when he got there, he asked for the help, which he received the help. Okay, when he do receive the help, it was all part of the plan to sack the continent, to sack America, because they know we was heavily guarded. Okay, we were locked with so many of our stuff. We were heavily guarded and protected. So they understand the only way they can do that, they can actually invade us, is to use our own technology against us, and which that's what they did. So when this is one of the drawing, which is still like they try to tell the story, like I said before, this is not exactly what it is, but I get it. It's a point of reference from the drawing. Okay, these are the people they told you that Columbus went to so-called Spain with. I understand this is all part of them trying to explain the story the way they want to give us the story, but I at least know what they try to say in a way. So these were the people. These were the real Indians. When they talk about native, these were the indigenous people they show you that he went with in Europe. And as you see within their own drawing, they show you he bring what? He bring fruits, vegetables, animals, and including a lot of other stuff. Agricultures. We bring people to bring the irrigation system. This is when our ancestors went down there to Europe to help civilize Europe. Because every time you hear about, oh, the Moors were the one that go out there and help Europe, because these were the Moors they were talking about. Okay? Not the M-O-O-R, the M-U-U-R. These were the Moors that went to Europe. Okay, so we just got to be clear about that so people don't get it confused. The Moors they talk about is not African people. The Moors they were talking about is people that from America that went down there and bring civilization to them. Okay, and they were the one that built all of these architectures that you find in Europe. They were the one that built them because those style of architectures was only here in America. Let me say it again. Those style of architecture that you find in Europe, these were the style of architectures that was only here in America. Let me say this again. What you see in here is architectures in the ancient time here in America. So therefore, once again, these are architecture that exists here first before we went over there and we bring that knowledge to them. Okay? Don't believe the hype. Do not let these people manipulate the story and completely rewire it. See, these are ancient joint here in America. That's why you find these are the palm trees. These are the things that you find all over Haiti, all over LA, all over California, and a lot of different places. These were the architectures that was here before we take it to Europe. Okay, these people are the one that bring this culture over there. All right. So I just want to make sure you understand where I'm going with this. So fast forward, these are the people that bring that knowledge to them. And this is why in Europe, they celebrate these indigenous ancestors in the ancient time of carnivals. They still do it in Europe, but they trying to crack down on these people. They trying to make it seem though this is a racist act. Oh, you cannot blackface. But in reality, this was not a blackface. They called it a tar face. They were honoring the tar children. That's where you get the Tartaria, because they were the one that bring the Tartarian architecture to them all over Europe and certain region in Africa. So once again, this is the celebrations of them in Europe. These are whitey people celebrate these indigenous people over there in Europe as a form of honoring these ancestors that saved them, because Europe, not only Europe was dying off, they could not have baby past 5 years old. Starvation was, listen, it was a problem until these ancestors went down there and they bring civilization back to normal and heal the goddamn place. And this is in France. That's how they celebrate these indigenous ancestors. Still in France, they still doing it till today. So I just want to make sure to show you I'm not talking out of my ass. I'm showing you this is where this is where our ancestors went, and this is why they celebrate them till today in Europe. They still put in what we call the feathers, and they still put the tar. Right now, the Caribbean, you find this in Trinidad, you find it in so many carnival in Haiti in the 1930s. You find they paint themselves with the tar to look peach black, because this is an indigenous practice. Okay, this is what they're not telling you, and this is where you get the truth. You get this knowledge here. And that's what we do. We want to make sure you know exactly what did happens in the past. So once again, folks, after our ancestors went down there to help, and guess what? This is where our ancestors end up being backstabbed. This is when now we lost our technology. Now, what was these technology? What they told you, La Nina, La Pinta, La Santa Maria, all three of these boats were not technology that Columbus and his so-called people come with. These were our fleet. These were our boating system. When Columbus and them foes got here, they come on a little flat raft, the little flat shit, okay? You see this boat? Let me say this. You see the boat that they paint? This boat was not their boat. These are our boat. These are our ancestor boat, because we've been sailing forever. Okay, they didn't have that technology. This is when Columbus is coming back with us. Okay, so I just want you to understand, these boat was the Imperium boat. This was when the empire dispatched the help that they need in Europe. I mean, when they said the empire, this was not only in Haiti. They're trying to make you think, oh yeah, it was just only in Haiti or what you call some part of DR. No, they were sending ships from all over because it was not, when they said Europe, it was not just the area today they call Spain. There was Italy. It was so many different parts of Europe our ancestors went. They were going to area you call Belgium. They went to Italy. They went to Corsican. They went to everywhere because these boats was coming from different places. They were coming from New Orleans. They were coming from Louisiana. They was coming from Cuba. They was coming from Haiti. They was coming from Puerto Rico. They was coming from some area from what you call the DR area, some part. It was coming from the Bahamas. They was coming from Jamaica. The Imperium dispatched help. So many ships went down there. Did you heard? This is what they're not telling you because it's convenient. They cannot allow you to know the real world history of the past. So, as our ancestors went down there, this is when we got backstabbed, okay? These are the people that went to Europe, okay? This is in Europe. This statue is in Europe. Okay, there's a boatload of them also in Germany. There's a bunch of statues of our ancestors all over Germany, okay? Because we were in all of these areas. Matter of fact, there's a palace in Germany called Palais Sanssouci. The same one we have in Haiti, we went over there and built one. There you go, right there. You see this? This is the beginning of Tartaria. Haiti is the last empire, and also the beginning of Tartaria. Okay, this is the beginning of Tartaria. Haiti was the beginning of it, and also the last. So this palace you see is called Palais Sanssouci. They have one in Germany. And they built it the same process, same thing. And Madam C.J. Walker, her house was built exactly like it. And again, they hide her French name, okay? Her name is Corinne Charles. That's why they put the CJ instead, and they give her alias Walker, because they've been doing this after the fall of the empire. They start to change all of the so-called French names. These were Creole names. They start to bury these names by replacing them with so-called trading names now. Okay, that's why you don't hear about Baptiste. There's a lot of Jean-Baptiste Dusable. You don't see that many Dusable, and they start to change these people's names after that. These are statues of our Tar ancestors all over Italy. When you heard about the Sicilians, when you heard the Sicilians could not have babies and the people could not give birth, their birth was zero, the same thing is coming right back again. That's why you heard Japan is sparing people, sparing black Americans, man. They will give them money to go to Japan to try to, give birth, because that's what happens in the past. History repeats itself over. They're doing this in Poland right now. They are importing black men here in America. If you go, you apply, they will get you to go to Poland and start to have baby with the population. It's coming right back again, because this actually really happens before. Okay, yeah, Russia too. So listen, history repeat itself all over again, because that's exactly the reason why our ancestor went over there, to do that, to help extend life form. Okay, now understand, after our ancestors got betrayed, the enemy used our own technology, which was the ships, and our ships was hijacked, and they rename it as our ship is being used against us. That's when they told you La Nina, La Pinta, La Santa Maria. All of it was a name they give our own technology, and this is how they invade. Because when these boats was coming back, we were thinking these were our own people coming back home. Okay, that's why we let our guards down. That's how they end up penetrate, because these were our technology they were using against us. And that's what you call the Trojan horse. That is the real Trojan horse. The real Trojan horse is La Nina, La Pinta, and La Santa Maria. These were boats that comes to our shore undetected and untouched, because we know this was our ship, and that's how they end up coming here. If we know this was an enemy ship, we will sunk the ship from distance. Let me say it again. We would have sunk this joint way before they even get to the shores. But since it's our ship, we allow it to come through, and this is how they invaded us, through our own technology. And this is what they hide from us. This is the knowledge of a trillion, man. This knowledge, listen, man, my gut is hurting me right now. I don't know what to say no more. It's like I'm speaking fire right now. What I'm saying is the ether coming out. This is not a word that's regular word. This is life force. Something out there is feeding me this knowledge, so I'm releasing it to you, and my life force is a part of it. It caught up onto it. Man, listen, I'm gonna have to do the rest Thursday, man. I'm gonna have to finish it Thursday. Man, my gut hurt. So I'm gonna take a couple questions, but woo, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. So mark this live Thursday. I'm gonna finish it. I'll do the rest of Creole tomorrow. I'm gonna do Creole night tomorrow. But make sure if you got into the live, remind me to pick it from there so I can bring it to the rest. But you know what, man? Let me finish the thing. It will feel very awkward if I didn't finish it. Let's keep on going, man. Anyway, tap the screen. Let's just hit 300, y'all. 300 before we move on to the rest of it. 300, okay? We're gonna make sure we end the live at 11. 11, we end the live at 11. So we got just one more hour to do this thing. Tap the screen. Let's just hit out. Let's just hit a 300 mark, and we're gonna put it into it at 11. Okay, one more hour. So after these atonement people got here, they take over brutal forces. But now let me show you the territory they did take over. Now they didn't take over the empire. The empire was fully guarded, and they have a bunch of forts, so they didn't take over the empire. But they take over territory of the empire. Okay. And these are the territory that was lost. Kaguli bel fi bel madame bel sem ki joye. I appreciate you. Shout out to Kaguli in the building. So these were the territory that was lost when we got invaded and sacked by using our technology. Because all of these territories, these were what? Territory by the empire. These were the places that we used to send our boat home. So all of these places that we lost, these were our own boat that we sent from these territories. So when they're coming back from these territories, we don't see no problem. We were thinking these are our people coming back home, and boom, these were the enemy that come to our shores undetected, unchallenged, and that's how they take over these territories. Okay? And guess what? IET was heavily guarded. And like I said before, look what? The Imperium was not using its own resource. Let me say it again. What you call IET, the reason why you saw IET was not red, the reason why you saw Jamaica was not red and many other places was not red is because these were Imperium areas. They are secluded and surrounded by what? Forts. Let me show you these forts so you understand who they were and why they would not be able to penetrate this area, because this is where the emperor lives. This is where the empresses live. That's why they will not be able to penetrate these areas, because these areas was not sending what we call, they were not sending the help. They use the other areas to dispatch the help because you want to make sure the Imperium have enough resource for itself so it never implodes. So they do not send help from the region, what you call IET of Jamaica, these areas. They were not sending help from there because the Empire got to have enough resource for its own self. So if something bad ever happens, the Empire will make sure they have enough to survive or to maintain itself. But they dispatch the other territory that belonged to the Empire. That's where they were dispatching the help from. And that's why you saw these areas was not taken over at that time. So, say it again. Let me just get back to the story. Okay, let me see where I'm at. So this is the territory that was lost because these territories were the area that we dispatched, and these these are the ships that went to Europe. The enemy stole these ships because this is when you find the culture of what they call pirates. These were the pirates' culture. Okay, when they talk about pirates, this is that's why they show the pirates. They have bad teeth. They look crazy. These are the wild men of Europe. These are the crazy wild men of Europe. Those that stole our shit. They were the one that come back here looking like this. Okay, so when they take over these ships, they use it as what we call the Trojan horse. So when they get back to these shore, that's how they invade, and that's how we start to lose our territory because the enemy stole our stuff, and that's the culture of piracy started. That's when the culture of pirates started. Okay, and this is when now war start to happen on the shore. The the culture of fighting at sea is start because we know that they start to steal our shit, so we have to suck them from coming back here. Because word got around, our ancestors in the area, we start to suck these boats because we know, even though that's our technology, these were the people that stole them. That was the culture of pirate. That's when we start to suck these boats, okay? This is what they're not telling you, and this is where now technology and many of our forts, we have the largest military forts all over. These are what they call star forts, okay? These were star forts. All of this forts was already created in the ancient time. They have, most of them is all over the Caribbean, and specifically Haiti have the most star forts than any other places in the world, okay? In the world. That's them right there. These are the star forts. That's them. This is the Imperium timeline. All of these forts was created within the Empire timeline. Okay? That's them. That's one right there. They completely destroyed it. These are the star forts by the Imperium. Okay? That's them right there. That's why the Empire was so strong. Because it was surrounded with everything. Nobody can penetrate it like that. Okay? When you talk about the Citadel, these are, you don't see, look, it look exactly like the Citadel. These are the same military force, look just like the Citadel. It's all over the Americas. Okay? That's what they're not telling you. Our ancestors was building these things way before. These are not things that was built in no 1817. These were built, we talking about way back. We talk about the 1200. These things are ancient stuff that were built even further than you think. Okay? Don't believe the hype. All right? These are military forts. That's what they're not saying. What you call the Pentagon today, this is a military force. The Pentagon, it is a star force. They moved in. These are ancient stuff of the Imperium that they hijacked. Okay? This is ancient military force. Do you understand? We were insanely advanced. So, fast forward, okay? Fast forward, after we lost the territory, this is when now, from losing territory, our ancestors over there in Europe, 200 plus years later, not only a lot of them knew and they start to revolt, a lot of revolt didn't go accordingly because they were in a bad position. And these are the people that invade. Okay, these are the Ottomans. Okay? Let me show you more. It was not this one only. These are the people that take over. All right? Let me show it to you. That's them right there. These are the people that come in. All over Mexico areas. Okay? These are the Ottoman. They look like there's three different groups of them. Okay? The Mongolian was the first to take a crack at it before they got kicked out in exile. The Mongolian were the first with Kublai. Kublai was the first to come here around 1200 with Marco Polo. Okay? He got kicked out, and that's why our ancestors went and what you call, they create what we call the Wall of China. The Wall of China was built by our ancestors to keep these people exiled, to block them from coming back home here. Okay? We want to make sure that we keep these people away because the Mongol was eventually, they have no respect for life, and they were more like a barbarian styles of living, so they were coming here unaliving animals, and animals was always sacred to us, and they were hunter-gatherers. So anything that destroyed life, we were not playing with them. So we were make sure those culture and those type of mentality was away from us. So our ancestors kicked them out and put the wall to make sure that they will not be able to come back again. So the natural selection, what we call immigration, it was something of an ancient time. So these are the people that start to come in, okay? So I'll show you one. These are the people you saw in DR. These are the one that look a little darker skin like that. These are the Ottoman people that come here. There's them right there. These are the people that they want to call today Moors. Now understand, let me be clear about that. The people that call Moors, the Islamic one, those you call Islamic, you want to call Moors, these were the people that invade the empire of Haiti. Let me say it again. These are the people, these are the African, understand, these are the African Muslim that invade the empire of Haiti. These were the people that the Imperium was going to war with. Understand that. This is not the same. The Moor invade the Imperium. Okay? That's them right there. They come in three groups. They come in three different groups. So I just want to make sure I identify the groups so you're not lost. Okay? That's them right there. These are Afrikaners. Okay? These are the people you call Afrikaners today. They come from Africa. When you said European, Whitey does not come from Europe. Let me say it again. They do not come from Europe. They come from Africa. They are Afrikaners. They named the continent after them. They are African.
Yeah.
People
That's
just don't know the
hilarious.
truth, man. Y'all just have no idea.
That's
What you
hilarious.
call Europe, to be a European is Queen Europa. This is the legacy of the empire. When you heard about Queen Europa, King Henry, all European royalty or nobility come from the Imperium of Haiti. These are people that from here that went over there. To be a European is a descendant of Europa. They were not. Understand the truth. So, these people are the Muslims of today, which is the Ottomans. And these were the sworn enemy and the one that went to war with the empire of Haiti. That show you two groups of them. And also, let me show you, I already show you two groups. Let me show you the last one, which is what we call the Mongolians, okay? These are the Mongolians. That comes later, okay? That's them right there. These are the people, these are the Kublai descendant. That's them that was out there in the ancient time. And today, they want to call them Seminoles, okay? That's them right there. These were the people that went to war with the Imperium, okay? They were with the Ottoman people. Remember, that's why they told you, in Asia have the largest Muslim community than any other places in the world. Asia have the largest Muslim community in the world. These are not, when you said Kublai, all of them was Muslim. Understand that. Kublai was Muslim. People have no idea, okay? So before they were wearing the fez, before they were wearing the feathers, they were wearing turbans, okay? They were wearing turbans and fez, okay? So I just have to really educate y'all to know how they got here and eventually under what condition they got here. They were wearing turbans. That's them right there. They come here with the Ottoman Empire. Okay, that's how they got here. And this is the war against the empire of Haiti. The war they told you about, Constantinople, that they were taking over Italy. Understand, this was when they talk about Italy, this is the Imperium they're talking about, okay? This is the empire they were talking about. When they told you they was going to war in Italy and all that, it was never named Italy at that time. Remember, the real name before it called Italy, it was Napoli. I'm going to drop, let me help y'all, man. That's knowledge is for a trillion. Before it was called Italy, the real name was Napoli. Now understand, this is a Creole word. Napoli. That's where you get the Napoleon. Napoli mean his skin. You have no idea, don't you? You have no idea, don't you? This is a knowledge of a trillion. Okay? These are the people that got here. Okay, so these are the people after the empire fall that become a new identity and now they are what you call today the natives. But they come here as soldiers from the Ottoman Empire. Okay? So let me get back again so you understand. This knowledge is for 1 trillion. This knowledge is for 1 trillion. That's them right there. Okay? That's them right there. I ain't making nothing up. I bring the facts. Okay? Now let me show you even their fashion, show you where they come from. I bring the facts. Okay? Let me show you something. I bring the facts. Man, this thing might take longer. Shoot, I thought that shit was right here. I thought it was right here. Shoot. I got to find it, because this one is a good one. This one is a good one. I got to find it. Give me 1 second. Let me surf around town and see what I might be able to pull through. Let me surf around town. Let me surf around town, and there she go. Let me surf around town, and there she go. Get the lights up, folks. Let me surf around town, and there she go. Where's she at? Shit. Man, that thing might be further than I expected. Damn. Okay. I think I'm gonna find it right here. There you go. There you go. Okay. So let's hit 400, folks. That's the crescent moon in their chest. That's the turban in their chest. And also, what do you see? The face mark. Okay? This is who they are. This is who they are. These are none other than soldiers from the Ottoman Empire that bring them here because America was always prophesized as the Garden of Eden. America was known as the land of the gods. So from the ancient script, ancient knowledge, they pass it down to generations and generations, and they all unify, and that's why you have what? A continental war. That's what it turned to, what? A continental war, because the Imperium was going to war from these exiled people, and that was the exile war. The exiled children sacked the Imperium, okay? The exiled children tackled the gardens. And that was the Continental War. They get all the help, they get all the resources from other ones. They come together and they go to war with the continent. Okay? And guess what? And this was the banner that was fighting them. This is the banner of the Empire of Haiti. This was the military and the banner that we all was fighting for. To unite our territory. It's called the United States of America. Board of War and Ordinance. Because guess what? We have an empire here. That's why we have a board of war, because there's so many places that we have to dispatch military assistance. And this is the banner of IT. Military. That's why they discontinue this banner, because the truth is too much. And what do you see in the middle? This is the fez. This is the Jacobins, or the hat of these Ottomans that we hung on the military for what? Because we were going to war against them after we win. We put that in there because they were the one we went to war with. Okay? This is why it's in the Imperium label. Let me show it to you again. Now, this is for a lot of people. Still wonder, because I've seen that a lot. Oh, no, Patreon put that in there. Oh, Patreon tried to, that was already there way before Patreon come to existence. Okay? This is the war. It's within the war season. Our ancestor put this there because the enemy wear that. So we put this as a form to let you know who the enemy was. So we use this symbology as a form to remind you who the enemy is. Okay? This is the Imperium logo. What do you see? The same little hat and the same symbology. The cannon, the everything is right there because this is the same banner that belonged to the Empire of IT. So this is what the so-called, they told you that they was the U.S. was fighting. No, there was no such thing as you. The U.S. corporation was not born yet.
Beat your hind.
Okay? This was the Empire of IT fighting to unite its lost territory from the invaders that you call the Ottoman Empire. And when we were fighting, we used this. Okay? This is the board of war from the Empire of IT. That's what they hide from us. Okay? And who was the enemy? The Ottoman and the crown of London. This is what they hide from us. Man, is that for real though? Somebody sent a lion out here, man. Yo, listen, man, let me see who sent the lion, bro. Who sent the lion, man? I gotta give it a shout out to somebody here that sent the lion, man. They don't say, they don't tell me who did it yet, man. It's not a big one, but it don't matter, man. Whoever sent this, shout out to y'all, man. It got the raw, okay? We raw out here. Shout out to the brother that sent it out here, man. Whoever it is. Man, I don't even know who did it because I'm looking at for pictures out here, man. Shout out to you. Okay? Shout out to you. Let's see who did that. Let's see who did that. Shout out to the lion, man. Shout out to the lion. Oh, we talk about my beautiful sister send the lion. Man, that's my sister right there. Man, listen, man. Miko. Shout out to my sister Miko. Man, listen, there could not be nobody else but the beautiful sister Miko, man. Shout out to you, Miko. Shout out to you. Anyway, now, as I show you the Board of War ordinance, and these were territory that they lost, and they start to recover these territories. Now, let me show you the little hat, because, you know, it's a lot of misconception. People talk things they don't know. Let me give you the truth. Okay, the little hat is not because somebody just put it there because they don't want the energy to go. Oh, they block the energy. No. That's the hat they put. Okay, this is the hat that's in the sigil. Okay, this is the hat that is the U.S. ordered Continental War, and this is what's in the Empire of Haiti because these people were the enemy. These are the people we were fighting. Okay, so since we defeated them and since they were the enemy, we make sure we remind you after we win the Continental War, after we cover our states, all of the state that was lost and we united. There's the hat that you saw here, okay? These were the state that we unite after the war. We take our land back. We take our territory back. Okay? And that's why we put the hat on there because the hat represents victory. We defeated them. Okay? We kicked out the invaders out of here. That's why we have the little hat in there. This is a victory against these invaders. That's all it was. That's all it was. It was nothing more, nothing less, and people need to know. But I almost forget a chapter. When we lost our territory, I just have to take it back a little quick notch, okay? When we lost our territory, this is when now the practice of indentured servants start. Okay? They start to ship whitey people all over. There's many books describing these whitey folks. They were sitting here as indentured servant all over these plantations, and these Ottoman people were the one that was doing that. The Crown of London and the Ottoman people, they were the ones sending these people here to work as indentured servant. They find a boatload of them all over from North Africa, okay? Also, some many region that you call Scotland, Irish, Okay, all of them, they were sending them, and these are the Arab, and they're still registered. These are the one you saw. These are the same tradition, the same bloodline of them that was doing that. So this is right there. Okay, it's right here. I'm not making nothing up. So you understand, they were the one bringing these people here to take over the crop. Okay, when you're talking about cotton field, okay, these was our field, okay, these were territory that they take over. So now these were the people that was working the field. So okay, these are the people. You need to know the truth. Those were our land that they took over. You need to know the truth. Okay, you don't know the truth, and that's the major problems. Okay, when they talk about plantation, these were our land they stole. And guess what? A lot of our people, we run. Well, so you really think, how you think you have runaways? Those runaways is us. We run because that's our land. I'm going to go to my cousin. I'm going to go to my next neighbor because that's my land. Not only that, I speak the language. So you really think a group of slaves that come from different continents, that don't have no dialect, they don't know nobody, they're going to run? Where they going to go? Who they know? Huh? It would be impossible for one of the so-called foreign slaves to run. It will be impossible because you don't know nobody. You will not be able to survive. Okay? So those runaway are POWs. That's why our people caught off guard. So that's how we end up being enslaved. They enslave us within our own field. So they was forcing us to labor so we produce so they can use this to ship it to their homeland because that's what the business, that was the real resource was food. Food was the ultimate resource because Europe was starving. The area of Africa was starving. They needed the area you call Middle East. All of these Middle Easterns of today, these were the area that was starving. It's desert. They don't have food. That's why they got here. So these are the people they were shipping as workforce because a lot of us fleeing our plantation. We left. We run. So they have nobody to work. And this is when they start shipping Afrikaners. And you still have Afrikaners till today in Africa with a large amount of land. Why you think a lot of white people call Afrikaners still working the land? They're still working land. A lot of land is not, it's not like they stole them. These were ancient land that the Muslim have them working. Let me say this truth again, because a lot of y'all don't know this truth. Let me say it one more time. Did you not know there's a lot of places that they call them so-called whitey farmers? I said, oh, it was a lot of white. These are the people that was working these land under these Muslims. Did you not know that? They didn't just go out there. Why you think, let me say it one more time. The Moors, exactly. So you think, how you call this OG, man? He passed. I forgot his name, man. He was funny, man. He was Zimbabwe president. Man, this old man was funny too. How you call this old man? He was Zimbabwe president. Anybody here remember this dude's name? Mugabe, man, shout out to you, man. Jay Mula, Mugabe, Levy, yo, Mugabe, why you think Mugabe was going hard against them? And also some of them, he do give them some land. Because he know the truth. He know these were the people the Muslim was making working those lands. So a lot of white people in Africa do inherit those territories because they were the one they was using as workforce. The Muslim was doing that. I ain't making this shit up. It's truth. Okay? So when our people leave, after our people left, we start to flee, and a lot of us start to create resistance. And this is when now revolutions start to happen from a lot of resistance that start to be taking places. Okay? So when resistance started to be taken, these are the people that left within the land. So that's when now they start doing brutal tactic. They were shipping, like we talk about millions upon millions of people they were bringing here as indentured servants to work those fields. This is what they're not telling you. Okay? So, within doing this tactic, within bringing workforces here, a revolution's already taking places in Europe. Okay? So I'm on the final part before, because, man, I'll be here all night trying to explain the full spectrum of the story, man. This is huge. Within the brutal practice, they are importing people, a revolution starting in Europe. And this revolution is what they call the French Revolution. Okay? The Tar Children coming back home. This is the Tar Children. Okay? And look at the color they use. This is the color of America. Let me say this again. See, this blue and red, people think it's foreign. No, this is the color of Tamarican. This is way from Tamarican. Listen, I'll be forever here if I'm trying to find this picture, but I have it. But anyway, this is the revolution that started in Europe. They call it the French Revolution. French mean free people. Those are the ones that fought and freed themselves from captivity. Our ancestors were stuck in Europe for 240 years. This is the same story they told you we was enslaved for 200 plus years, but they try to make it seem it was here in America. No. These were our ancestors that went to help Europeans, that went to help Europe from famine, from disease, from agriculture. They kept them over there in captivity for 200 plus years. They started a revolution later on. Those ancestors that they stole their ships, those ancestors that they burned their ship, those ancestors that lost at sea. Those that lost at sea is the one that lost in the area you call Nigeria today. Those that you saw create the civilization on water. These are some of our ancestors that they block at sea, that create civilization on water that exists till today, and they are in the area you call Nigeria today. These are not people that are from Africa. These are people that are from America that got stuck over there. Okay? So I just want to make sure I bring it full circle for a lot of people that don't know. So when our ancestors, those they call Creole, okay? When these Creole start the revolution in Europe, after they freed themselves, they come to the Imperium, okay? They come to the Imperium. They come to this guy. They come to this guy. And this guy is none other than Jacques the First. Okay? He was Jacques the First after that. But he was the one that inherited the throne at that time. And he gave the help. The story they gave you about, see the story they gave you about Patriots? When they told you Patriots was the one giving help. Patriots was the one that gave boat, that gave guns, that gave military assistance to Miranda, to what you call the other one, to Simon Bolivar. This is what Dessalines was doing. This is the work of the Imperium. Dessalines gave who? The movement. Let me say this again, because this knowledge is 4 trillion. That was a movement in France, the movement that started the revolution in France. Let me say this again, because a lot of people don't know this knowledge. The movement that started the French Revolution, they call it the Louverture movement. They call it Toussaint Louverture. Let me say this again. Okay? The Toussaint Louverture movement. Okay? Let me show it to you once again. Every time you heard the name Toussaint Louverture is not a person. Toussaint Louverture is the name of the movement. When all the saints opened the door for freedom, Toussaint Louverture, all the saints, it is a code, that's right. This was the movement that started the revolution in Europe. That's why they don't tell you. So when the movement becomes successful, this is the guy that helped amplify this movement. Dessalines, that's why his name is Dessalines. Let me show you what the Dessalines mean, because a lot of people still don't know what the Dessalines mean. Let me show you what the Dessalines mean, okay? Because these are code, these are terms that define a movement. It was a movement that was defining, okay? Let me show you the Dessalines movement. This is a knowledge 4 trillion. This is Dessalines movement. Dessalines, this is the bloodline. This is the 13 bloodline. This is the 13 family. This is the bloodline Des Alliés. There you go right there. That's why they told you he was what? The emperor of the Incas. This is the Incas council. This is the alliance, the Des Alliés of the Incas. Okay? And I'm going to show you the final alliance when Dessalines become the emperor of the world. I'm going to show you the final alliance.
Ow,
Listen, man. This is the knowledge for a trillion. Okay? As I show you, the movement was all the saints opened the gate for freedom. And guess what? He joined the alliance that you call the Dessalines. So the Toussaint Louverture joined force with the alliance of the bloodline of the nobility. The one that give him the help, that give him the resource that he need to finish the job all over Europe. And guess what? That's when now we conquer every territory in Europe. And right after that, let me show you what happened. Right after that, and that's what you got. And this was the final alliance. Let me say it one more time. This was the final alliance. And this, my friend, this is the real Toussaint Louverture. King Charles, Toussaint, after Toussaint lead the revolution and conquer all Europe, we align between those two areas. We align between America and Europe to become one. And Toussaint was crowned as the king under the emperor Dessalines. And what you see here, his real name is none other than Charles, Carlos Quinto, as they call him, but his name is Charles. So King Charles is him. King Charles is the one they call Toussaint Louverture. Let me say it one more time. That's why if you go into the database, okay, if you go to the database and you go to an area called one of the database called Forebears, if you put the name Charles, you will find that name is the most used, or the name is the most used in Haiti more than any other places in the world. So this is who it was. Toussaint Louverture, look at the staff on his hands, and I'm going to show you his staff, okay? Toussaint Louverture is the story they gave you about Napoleon. Napoleon is Toussaint Louverture movement, but it was none other than King Charles, okay? Toussaint Louverture was King Charles. That's the story they hide and completely manipulated because they don't want you to know your legacy, okay? You see the staff on his hand? This is King Charles. That's why he got the color of the Imperium. Okay? This is Toussaint Louverture. And the name Toussaint Louverture is the name of the movement. But his name is King Charles, the one that unified the European monarch. And Dessalines bring the unification from those two empires. And this is where now the black nobility started. Okay, so when they told you that Europe was running by the black nobility, and this was what the empire of Haiti, let me say it again, the nobility of Europe was the empire of Haiti. The unification between those two, the Americas and Europe together. And that, my friend, this is what they take away from us. This is the 1,000 years of history they completely banish and remove. Okay? Okay? So you understand. Now let me show you his staff. There's only 3 of them in the world. 3 of them in the world. Now you're going to ask yourself, okay? You're going to ask yourself, you see what he hold on to? Let me show you his staff. Let me show you the real one. Because that tradition of staff come from here in America. So since he got the help and actually succeed, he was rewarded with one. He was rewarded with one. because America is real Egypt. Let me show you his staff. Okay? This is his staff. This is the Louverture staff. This is the Saint, all the Saint Open. This is the movement. This is the staff that he has. Okay? This is the Louverture staff. 3 of them only in the world. Make it make sense. Did you understand? Maybe you don't understand. Maybe you don't understand. You do not understand what the hell the Empire of Haiti was. You really don't understand. You think this shit was a game. You just looking at Haiti today, all bust up, and they make us divided. We thinking we are different than each other. You have no idea. Okay? This is what they don't tell you. Yes, America is Egypt. That's why he got one like this, because we gave it to him. He was rewarded this one. 3 of them only in the world. Okay. Yeah. This is what they hide. And guess what? After that, this is where things start to be different. After he got grounded, this is when territory and betrayal start to happen. And that, my friend, this is the emperor of the world. This is the king of kings. That is Dessalines. What do you see? The lion jaguar. You see the print on his foot? These was not lion. These were jaguars. Jaguars with actually hair. These are indigenous. This was the most indigenous versions of the jaguar. They have hair. They were not like lion. These were jaguars that have hair.
Bye-bye.
Okay? And that is the jaguar sword. Listen, that is when you heard about Caesar. They didn't talk about no goddamn Caesar. They were talking about Dessalines. Let me say it again. When you heard about Caesar, they talk about Dessalines. Because that's a Creole word. Let me say it again. Caesar is a Creole word.
Go ahead.
It means his art.
I don't want you to go.
Cesar. His art. Art. Okay? And you saw the art right there with the man.
No.
The man, let's see how fly the man is. Listen, this is who they were talking about. Cesar. Okay? People don't understand. And this is where they told you. This is Esau. His name is Esau Yaya. That's Esau Inga Yaya. That's him right there. Now, damn, time is flying. You got 15 minutes. Now, let's rush through the process. Let's just try to rush to the process. Man, I'm losing voice already. Oh my God. Let's just try to rush to the process. Just try to rush it so we can have the final part of it. Because the final part is what exactly I came here kind of like. But, you know, I just have to bring it forth whatsoever. Let me just finish. Let me bring the end parts of things. Okay? Let me try to get this picture, man. This picture stay giving me troubles. And this shit is so vital. So vital. Almost there, folks. I never thought this picture would have been that far.
Stop calling me.
I thought I got this joint right there. I hope I don't scroll past that shit. Tap the screen, y'all. Look at the 500, man. 500. We ain't playing with 500, man. Let's go.
No.
Okay, let's go. So, since we in this knowledge, let me show y'all the final part of the story as they trying to explain the story. And this, my friend,
no way, okay? I don't.
This is when
I don't.
law been given These are the law.
Oh.
And within that story, they try to tell you, well, Dessalines got unalive in Haiti. They chop his body 13 pieces like Osiris. Dessalines got betrayed in the Vatican. What you're seeing here, this is the Vatican City. And let me be clear again. Vatican City is the... See, let me bring the knowledge. The name Vatican is a Creole name. Let me say it one more time. The name Vatican is a Creole name. That's why he went there. He went to the little clan. Vatican. That means go with the little clans. Okay, this is where that's exactly what it is. This is a place where they're freaking conniving. This was a little clan. What is the clan? Ku Klux Klan. How they dress like the Ku Klux Klan. You don't get it? Let me say it one more time. He went to the little clan. He went to the Tika. He went to the Vatican, the little clan. He went to the little clans. That's why they call them clansmen. Do you get it? These were the people that was always... Why you think the clans, what they do? They burn crosses because this is the act against the empire. Let me show you what the empire used again. Maybe you don't understand why they burn the crosses. Okay? you late. That's the cross they burn. That's the cross they burn. Listen, man, this knowledge is for a trillion. Y'all not ready for this knowledge. Y'all brain is exploding right now. Y'all just don't understand, man. Why you think the cleanse is using the crusade? They try to call you a crusade. That's them. You have no idea, don't you? You just have no idea, don't you? This knowledge gonna bring... Listen, man. Y'all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right, though. Because this knowledge is built for y'all. It's built for y'all. Because it's about time for y'all to get back to this knowledge. But anyway, this is Dessalines, and he went to the little clan. The Vatican, the little clans, okay? And he went out there to claim back his land, claim back his territory that they stole. Those gangs. What the clans do? You not notice what the clans do? They went out there terrifying people and make us run away, and they stole the territory. Did you get it? This is since when they've been doing this shit. This is since when they've been doing this. Terrorizing you and forcing you to leave, and they take the plane. And that's who we were fighting for. And that was the Pont Rouge. Now, somebody just said Pont Rouge. Haiti don't have no freaking what you call bridge. This was in the Vatican. Now let me show you the bridge. Okay? I'm glad you said Pont Rouge. Now let me show you the bridge. Okay? Let me show you the bridge. That is the bridge. Okay? This is the Vatican City Court that he was across the street from him. And that is the bridge that you call the Pont Rouge. That is right there. Okay? So you understand. That it is right there. And what you see across from it, this is where that's why they draw the picture, because that's where he went. That's exactly the location that he was. Okay? This is where they actually ambushed him, and he got betrayed by his own so-called people that they brought about. We talking about Henry Christophe. And let me say this again. Henry Christophe was also a house leader. Let me say this. Henry Christophe was King Henry. Let me say it again. Everybody that comes to the empire from King Charles, remember there was many kings in Europe. The emperor gave all of them house to rule. Each of them were king within their own domain. Dessalines, what you call today, okay? What you call today, Toussaint, is none other than King Charles. He was the one running France. Let me say it one more time. He was the one ruling France. That's where his kingdom was. Henry Christophe, he was the one ruling London. Maybe you don't understand. He was King Henry. You have no idea, don't you? Why you think they told you France and London been fighting? This is what happened. This is what happened. After they unalive the emperor, a war breaks out in Europe from then. After they betrayed the emperor, because Henry Christophe wanted to become emperor. When they told you they chopped Dessalines bodies in 13 pieces, they talk about the dynasty, they talk about the family, the bloodline that they separates. That is the destruction of the empire. That's when they said they chop his body in 13 pieces. The 13 pieces represent the 13 bloodline. They start to unaliving these bloodlines and start to replace them with imposter. This is when the tradition of bloodline come to an end. That's when now they pick anybody and put out there, they put an end to the dynasty of the bloodline. Listen, this is a knowledge of a trillion. Okay? This is a knowledge of a trillion. After the empire fall, this is when now, let me show you this. This is when now, remember, when the empire fall, it was many war taking places, okay? Many war taking places in Europe. Let me show you something, okay? This is when Europe is falling. A lot of these people, they make contact. They make contact with some of these entities, okay?
Eat all that.
They were using them, okay?
You did not eat all that.
They were using them.
What?
There's a lot of drawings showing you they show up in destroying castles all over Europe. Shout out to you, John. Okay? All right? So they bring in these entities. They were destroying things. They make a deal with some of them, bring them on to destroy. All right? So this is when now the fall of the Empire of Haiti start to happen, because they start to bring demons into the conversation. Okay, that's where the process of demons started. They conjuring demons, they conjuring entities, and the game got dirty. And that was the beginning of the end of the empires. Okay? That's what they're not telling you. And right after they unalive the emperor, let me show you something, because this is vital. This is vital. Okay? Let me just take it back a little quick. Okay? See this, they always said, Roma, Holy Roman Empire. When they talk about the Holy Roman and they talk about the Empire of Haiti, they switch it. This is the symbology of here in America. Okay, when you talk about Haiti Empire, we talk about the empire of the continental here. Okay, so these sigils come from here. All right, these sigils come from here. That's why you see they remove all of them after that. They completely remove absolutely all of them. After the fall of the empire, you don't find these sigils anymore in none of these so-called modern-day houses, because they know what happened. So they don't want to follow the egregoric energy of something that they didn't build. They didn't build. So let me show you the final thing, because we're approaching to our final, man. After they unalive the emperor, Henry Christophe take over. And this is when now they start to take over our sacred buildings. And these sacred buildings is what we call today church. And remember, the word church tell you a story, but people never know the story. Let me tell you what it is. Let me find this picture first. And I'm going to drop a secret on y'all today. And y'all will be even more fascinated. What a live, yo. This live is for a trillion, goddammit. This live is for a trillion. Boy, this is for a trillion. Let me find this picture, man. This picture playing game with the brother, man. This picture playing game with the brother. But I got to find it, though. Okay? King Henry want to become Emperor Heinrich, and this is who was behind the assassination of the Emperor of the world. Okay? Let me show you this. There you go. This is where the system changed. King Henry become none other than the Emperor Henry. Okay? He was the traitor. And this is when now he started to change the structure of power, especially in Europe. Okay? Everybody know he was what? A king slayer. He was the one that unalived the dynasty of what we call Charles. The Charles dynasty, he was the one that unalived the Charles dynasty. Okay? So that's when now they start to get the title, as you see in Game of Thrones, King Slayer. He was the king and emperor slayer. King Charles. King Henry. Okay? So after he did, he started to change the demographic. Okay? Now he using these people, what you call whitey indentured servant, he used them as what they call his hand. You guys watch Game of Thrones, that's what you call his hand. His hand mean the people that's gonna be right there with him. He only bring people that is whitey to be among him. Okay? And this is when now the culture of blood mixing start to become a thing in Europe to replace the traditional bloodline. They're gonna replace him with outside people. He was the one. Now everybody around him will become the people that he gave validations. Okay? And this is when now you find Queen Charlotte. He's the one that gave birth to these people. The dynasty of London come from him. Okay? So your Queen Elizabeth come from him. Queen Elizabeth is descended from King Henry. The Christoph that we call Conley Christoph. He comes from him. Okay? And this is when now whitey people become the new Papa. The new Pope. Now, what is the Pope? Pope name is a Creole name. Let me say it again. The name Pope is a Creole name. It means puppet. Pope. That's when they're going to do his bidding. Okay? That's what you got the one on top of the Pope called Papa. Mean what? His father. You're not ready for this knowledge, man. Until you understand the knowledge, the word of Creole, you have no idea. The name Pope mean you a puppet. Pope, a puppet. And the one in charge of the Pope, they call them Papa, mean his father. That's why they all call you Holy Father, oh Father, because they are the Papa. That's what they're not telling you. He replaced everything after the fall of the empire. This is when now you find nothing but a group of whitey people start to be in charge. Because he couldn't trust nobody, because everybody from the empire know what he did. And he wanted to replace the imperium with outside, because he was not from the bloodline. He want to replace them now with on his own likeness. And this is when now a bunch of blood mixing start to happen. And guess what? They start to inherit the throne. And the tradition of inherit the throne happens with him with the crown of London. And this is how the empire fall. And it was transferred to London, to the crown of London, because he was the one that ushered it to London. Okay? This is the knowledge of a trillion I gave you right now, because it's what you don't understand. And I hope you understand this knowledge and take it with you. And King Henry was the one from Haiti that gives the power to the crown of London today. So technically, the empire of Haiti assimilate to the crown of Londons of today. And he was the one that told you that he don't want Creole to be speaking in Haiti. He was telling everybody to speak English. And they were starting to speak English all over instead of Creole all over the South. Okay? And after the empire fall, they have to declare a republic. Okay? And this is where this brother come through. After the fall of the empire, okay, they have to declare themselves a republic because the empire fall. And when the empire fall, many other houses, many other bloodline is start to secede because they know this dude was about to become an emperor. And if he become an emperor, no one will have no power to even challenge him. So they start to secede themselves out from the imperium. And that's what you get in the U.S. politics. They will call it secessions. This is ancient stuff that happens before. So the secession is what we call today republic. So any nation, any places that declare themselves a republic is because they were a part of something. They declare secessions. So now they become a republic. So this is when you find the Republic of Haiti. Okay, this is how you find the Republic of Haiti, because this was the only solution, and this was happened by this guy here. And kudos to the ancestors. His name is Alexander Petion, mean Alexander Petion. Okay. Alexander Petion was the one that hurried up and signed the paperwork to turn Haiti to save this little pieces of land. Let me say it again. To save this little pieces of land. If we have this little pieces of land that you call Haiti today, it's because of he did that. He did that. Okay? Because all of these land was about to be commonwealth. Let me say it again. Haiti was about to be a commonwealth under Henry Christophe if this dude don't fight him. Did you understand? See, this is why they make sure that he is the most hated out of everyone in Haitian history, because he did the final little thing that saved this little sacred piece of land. That's why they hate him. Okay? And not only that, many other territory from the empire, he saved them. That's what they're not telling you. That's why they make him an enemy. That's why they told you he's a traitor. That's why they told you he all type of name. Because he saved the remainder little pieces of land. He saved the little pieces of the areas that could have been gone long ago. Okay? He declared. So when you hear about the constitution that so-called Haitians have, this is his constitution because he declared a republic, so he do not lose the territory from the newly take over Crown of London. He did that. And this is why the indigenous army didn't fight for Christophe, because they know Christophe was a traitor. Okay? That's why the indigenous army stay with him. And that's why Christophe do what? He bring the European Union here. Let me say it one more time. Christophe brings the European Union, including African, here to fight one more time. When they told you that Haiti defeated all three superpowers, it was because of that. That was the final blow. When they see the superpower they told you, the British and the Spanish, he did that. Him and Boyer did that. When they said the Spanish, they talk about the Ottoman Empire of the ancient world. Okay? So you understand what it means. But when they told you they defeat the British, it was Henry Christophe that was the British. Okay? So you understand clearly. When you heard about they told you that Haiti defeated the British, this was Henry Christophe that he defeated. So you know. Okay? This is what a brother said to reinsure what I'm saying. Did you hear that? Just read that for yourself. Shout out to Chris, man. Chris know the truth. Chris know the truth. I ain't make this out of my ass. This is true historical facts that they hide. Okay? So, when they bring these soldiers here, these Dahomey soldiers, they were not coming in peace, and they were not coming in Haiti to help to do anything. These were enemies that come and fought our ancestors. Okay? Understand that. Understand that. This is what they're not telling you. So, after the empire fall, they take over. This is where major practice will start to happen between these people, man. This is the practice of working with demons. When the church, remember, let me say this, I almost forgot. Let's get back to the church, man. Now, these people become the new face for these folks. Okay? Now, what do you think the name church stand for? this is what this shit is. The name church is exactly what it is. They are telling you something. The name church means shush. 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 Don't talk. Shush. Because they are working with demons. They are working with force that was permitted not to. Shush. They are working with things they were not supposed to. Let me show you even more. Just in case you don't understand what you witnessed here. This live is for a freaking trillion. God damn it, it's for a trillion. This will change your life. You will see things differently. Your vibration is recalibrating, God damn it. You will never be the same after that. You totally recalibrate. Your eyesight is changing, your frequency change, your perception change. You are a new being. Because what you witness from this, there's more going on within your own body right now. What you think you know right now is nothing compared to what your body start to do from this knowledge. Your body's open new chapter into you right now. Okay? Let me show you even more. And this picture trying to hide from me. This picture trying to hide from me. I don't even think I came that far. Maybe. Give me 1 second. Oh, hell no. I was not that far. Man, this picture is playing hide and seek with a brother right now. All right, let me focus right quick. Because I might, swipe it too fast. And I'm gonna find them. Come on, picture, stop playing, man. I'm on the final part and you play. Man, this picture really fucking around. There you go. Nah, when they told you, because they were working with these entities, these demons, and that's why they remove all of these veils and take over our territory. What you call the cathedrals, they know demons cannot inhabit these places, and that's why they knock down and take away all of these veils, because they know who they are working with. Those demons cannot support these veils, because they make a new partnership. The newly partners around, they know that partner cannot support. The bail is not going to be good for their partners. And guess what? They remove them shit. And that's why they call it This is what happens, okay? They told you now, don't talk, come to yeah. And this is how the world is upside down today. Because the power that be is working with what we were never supposed to. They are working with demons now. And now let's looking at some process, some of their books that they telling you some story within their books. Look at that. Demons are stealing kids and shit. They are feeding demons. You see that? Demons taking newborns because they put it in their Bibles. They told you that Abraham have to give out his newborns, you see? See how that works? There's demons out there. You see how that works? right there. That's within their drawing. Let me show you more. They showing you they coming out there influencer in life. These are the new queens. They're gonna give birth to new babies. So these babies they hijack the consciousness of these babies, you know? Yeah, that was when those demons take over. Okay? You just have no idea, don't you? You just have no idea. These are the new kings working with demons. See that? There's them show up right now. And this is where you find so many wars. Because they have to feed those demons. And they feed from life forces. See how that works? You see that? They're taking over people's bodies at night. Yeah. This is what they don't tell you. It's after the fall of the empire, this become a thing. Now, King Solomon, he knows how to control demons. This is him right there. This was a part of the Imperium of Haiti. Okay? The demons they talk about is voodoo. With voodoo, we know how to cast demons away. We know how to protect our children from demons. We know how to remove demons away. That's him right there. Okay? And his name is Creole. Sal Omon. That means dirty demons. He knows how to deal with them. And this is what the knowledge was supposed to do. This is what church was supposed to be doing. To get rid of them, to control them, to make sure that they occupy your body, to make sure that they're reincarnated to a human body. What these demons is doing. Demons are what? Anti-life. Demons are what? Anti-life. They want to make sure they destroy life because they do not want to get into human body. Demon afraid to be in the physical body because the body is a prison. Okay? The demon's going to grow. If a demon inhabits a body, guess what? They are subjugate to pain. They are subjugate to feelings. They are subjugate to love. They are subjugate to hate. One way or the other, they will go to the process. And for that, they might evolve. So they might become more than their animalistic or their evil mind. Because life will teach you that lessons. Okay? And that's why they hated that experience, and their job is to destroy the human body because they refuse. They see human as a body prison. That's why they will influence for war. That's why you saw they do everything to make sure the food is poison, water is poison, air poison. They told you they want to reduce the population to 5 to 10% because they are the demons doing this. Because who's in charge? The power that be is working with demons. That's why everything is anti-life, because the demons are in charge. It's that simple. They get rid of the bloodline. They know how to work. They will know how to control these demons. They completely get rid of the bloodline. They hide the books. They burn books. They demonize voodoo. Because within the practice, you will know how to control and stop these demons from doing that. And ever since, it's been the war. I will land it on that tonight at 11:11, man. I think I landed on the night, man. Okay, this is why they are anti-life, because they do not want to come back to a human body. Okay, that's why they unalive Dessalines, because that's what Dessalines was all about. He was the blood heir that got the knowledge. Okay. That's why they all drink his blood and they cut him to pieces. That means they go after the bloodline. They know about these secrets. The children of the sun. That would cast the light against those demonic frequencies. Yeah, that much. Okay? And what you saw with the Jesus you saw in the cross, okay? The Jesus you saw in the cross is him. Dessalines is the one they put on the cross. Okay? This was the end. The cross represent the end of the dynasty of the bloodline. The cross represent the end of the heirs. Okay? That's why they call him what? Esau. Esau, that's him. He was the one that freed the world. Because the empire IT unified the world. But today they told you IT just in slavery. You see how that works? They only told you, oh, IT in slavery. No, they don't tell you that IT in human trafficking and also captivity around the world. It was the empire that did that. So the whole world was free. And white people find freedom here in America. White people find freedom here in America. That's where they find freedom. Because the empire put an end to it from their Muslims and these Ottoman people that got them in captivity and used them as servitude. It was right there in America, the empire of Haiti freed them. And that's what they do not want the world to know. Because those demons do not want global unity on this planet. Those demons want us to constantly fighting each other, divide and conquer, because that's how they reign. See that? Okay? So you understand this knowledge is for a freaking trillion, man. I can't be here forever. This is why you saw them in the money of IT. These are the white indentured servants. They find freedom here in IT. And they were giving birth. That's them right there in the money. Okay? That's where they find freedom. This was a gesture of freedom and liberty for all. Okay? That's what they're not telling you. That's them right there. That's them right there. Long live the empire of IT, man. Long live the empire of IT. Okay? You find a lot of Italians, a lot of Irish. All of them was there. That's where they got their true freedom. Before the demonic reached out to them. And they sold out. And they joined force. And they become the clans of the future. And they did the dirty job again. There you have it. Okay? Man, listen, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all for the night, bro. This was a blast. I want to take